Yes, today we're discussing Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, which is what I've been teasing all week, and I'm so excited. Oh my god! This is probably like the most reaction I've gotten out of any videos so far, and like, it's very real. It's so I literally just watched it, and I'm uploading this today. So this is all very last minute, but that's because I really wanted this to be as genuine as everything could be, because it's okay. So here's the thing: Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog came out, I believe, about 10 years ago. Was the writer's strike. Joss Whedon had wanted to do a musical ever since he did his musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Once More with Feeling, which is an amazing episode. Easily top 2 of my favorite episodes, the other one being Hush, which is just so good because he made it to prove something to himself, and it's one of the creepiest villains, and it's so good. Anyway, Dr. Horrible, he didn't really have the ability to do it, and then suddenly with a writer's strike, he's like, well, now I've got the time to do this, so he did it, and he worked with his family, and he called in some friends and people he wanted to work with, and he made this film. I believe this was made over the course of 2 weeks. I'm positive it wasn't more than a month. I think it was like 2 weeks, maybe 3. It's been a while since I've read the trivia on it, which, by the way, I have the trivia on it. I'm obsessed with Dr. Horrible. It comes with background information, and it's got sheet music, and I discovered this musical, I think, in 2010, maybe 2009. It definitely wasn't the same year it came out. I think it might have been, 2008. I would have been 14 that year. So going into the 8th grade, because I'm an August birthday, so my mom kept me home for a year. I never actually failed a grade. I'm just going to throw that out there. Not that it's bad if you did. I'm just like, so you understand my situation. Anyway, that would have been 7th to 8th grade. I wouldn't have discovered this till my freshman year of high school. So yeah, I was a year late. So it would have been about 2009 probably. Maybe early 2010, late 2009, one or the other. But I fell hard for this show. Absolutely. Head over heels for it. I think it was on Netflix when I discovered it, which is probably how I got to it, because I got Netflix my freshman year of high school. And it was just on there, and I loved it. This was, again, I had just fallen for Sweeney Todd 2 years earlier, maybe a year earlier, because I saw it on DVD first, and that was like the first time I saw a musical on film and was like, I love this. That wasn't a Disney movie. And so I was pretty fresh into my discovering my musical taste at this point, and so I watched Dr. Horrible, and it's just 45 minutes of great comedy and excellent music, and I still sing the songs today, and I've actually auditioned for a couple projects using music from the movie, because I was in high school, and standards are lower than needing musical standards, and I liked auditioning with comedy. It was a good time. So the thing is, like I said, it's 45 minutes. I found it on Netflix, but afterwards I found that it was on YouTube, because I guess when it was released, it was meant to be kind of a free internet project. So like, go watch it. There's several people who have uploaded the film, and honestly, I think you should see it just to see it. I will always recommend buying the DVD. I did, even though I can just watch it on YouTube. I bought the DVD. The best part of the DVD is they made a second musical called Commentary the Musical, where instead of doing actual commentary and sitting down and talking about things, they just wrote more songs for the cast to do. And it's crazy. There's some really good songs on there too. I love Better Than Neil. It's such a fun little ditty. And Nobody's Asian in the movie is not only a really relevant point still today, but it's catchy, and there's good stuff on commentary. Unfortunately, because it's such a short movie, like, I'm basically going to be hitting spoilers right away, because there's no way not to talk about them. So let me just, the warning's in the title, but just there's your extra warning of please go put in the 45 minutes to watch it and then come back and we can talk about this movie because it's so worth talking about. You know, it starts off with a blog entry, which is great. I've used that exact monologue to audition before. I can't remember which I think I auditioned for my junior year theater production with that script. I could be wrong because I know that I auditioned with we got a new director my junior year, so it was definitely him I was auditioning for, but it was either my junior or senior year that I used that monologue, and it's a good monologue. I mean, it's really fun to do. It has good pacing and everything, and then it goes straight into Freeze Ray. It might be My Freeze Ray. It's been a while since I've looked at the titles of the songs. I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a little while since I've watched the movie, and I regret that because I'm feeling so jazzed right now. And I really feel like I need to be watching it the way that I used to, which was very frequently. Not as often as The Way, Way Back, I'll admit that, but I watched it a lot, and I made sure just as many friends who have seen The Way, Way Back have seen Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. I've used the monologue, it goes into My Freeze Ray, and then Moist shows up, and it's like the first act has such good pacing. It really does. The heist is super enjoyable. I love knowing the behind the scenes that it was Nathan Fillion's smartphone, because this movie was being made right around the time the first iPhone was put out, and it was a friend of Nathan's, I believe, who made the app that they used in the film. And it's, anyway, yeah, the songs, I could talk about all of them. They're so good, but I don't want to focus on the simple. So here's what I want to talk about then. I like the discussion of cheesy on the outside, but there's a deeper level, and sometimes inside of that is the outside. Obviously, Captain Hammer, duh, because he's got a fake persona where he seems nice, and inside he's still just the same selfish jerk that he is on the outside. But I feel like Billy's got the same thing going on, right? Because it's Billy, and inside of him is Dr. Horrible, but like inside of Horrible is a little bit more Billy, you know? Because even when he needs to be doing, I feel like Horrible manages to take control, but only because Billy ends up weak in situations. Like, I think that's what allows Horrible to take over, and I think that's best illustrated by the ending. I think that the ending is what needs to be talked about, right? Because I don't think that it's very clear what's going on, because you've got Horrible joining the Evil League of Evil, which is great, but then Billy is sitting in a chair, and it's the only time Billy is doing a blog. Billy doesn't do blogs. Horrible does blogs. But there's Billy in his street clothes saying he's not going to feel a thing. And to me, I think the ending is about how Dr. Horrible has taken over, right? With Penny gone, Billy no longer has any drive. He has no desires. There's nothing for Billy left in this world. It's just Horrible and his desire for crime. I don't think Horrible even necessarily feels the need to rule. He just wants to do bad things. And I think that's illustrated by him doing the bank heist, right? Because stealing from a bank does nothing for a guy who's ruling the world. That's just, that's like robbing yourself at that point. He's just causing problems. So I feel like Horrible's desire was to provide horribleness to the world, and Billy wanted to harness that power in order to rule and bring his own idea of justice. But when love left his life, Billy found no more reason to go on. He feels nothing, and so Horrible gets to do whatever he wants. And guys, it's been 10 years, and I still hope for a sequel. I have no reason to believe that there will be. Everyone's moved on to other projects. They're 10 years older than they were, which isn't a bad thing. The main cast still looks great. Great. But, like, I understand if they don't want to come back and do it again. Like, I'm not gonna be upset. I would be really excited to see Billy come back to tell another story. I don't know, I really like the characters, I guess. And even Hammer, it's like, I don't know what he would do if he came back, because he's mentally broken. Maybe he's going to be stronger, but I don't know. So we'd almost definitely need a new villain, and I don't want to replace, antagonist, I should say, since Hammer's technically a hero. but he's the antagonist to our protagonist, which is the villain, which is such a great way to tell a story. Thank you for flipping the narrative, but like still keeping the characters kind of in their tropes. But oh, so clever. It's so. I absolutely look at this with nostalgia glasses at this point because it's been 10 years and I've loved it since, I first saw it. And the benefit of it is I've never shown it to anybody who didn't like it. Not everybody loves it as much as I do, but everyone has enjoyed it, which is good because there are other films that I've seen that people don't like as much, and I'm probably going to talk about those ones soon because I haven't watched some of them in a while, and it's kind of worth watching. There's one that I was just thinking about watching, but the director just tweeted a poster for a 10-year anniversary showing, tickets going on sale soon. So I'm kind of thinking I might wait until I go see it live, and then I could talk about that as part of the discussion. And so I don't know. I feel like that one's got to be put on hold, which sucks because that one I found right around the same time as Dr. Horrible because it was another musical on. Well, technically it's a rock opera, if that gives you any hints, but it was on Netflix at the time, and that one was good too. Yes, so Dr. Horrible, that's it's so short. I don't want to make this video could easily be longer than the actual film, and I don't want to do that because I still got to edit this and then put it up. So I'm just going to cut it off here and just really finish on I loved it. I think if you haven't seen it, you should, and then you'll love it too. It's definitely worth the watch. It's 45 minutes of your life, and you're not going to feel like you wasted it. It's so good. Please watch this movie. All right. I'll see you guys Monday. Take care. Bye.